Well, we all know about Jordan as a basketball player, great basketball player, the greatest of all time. But he's actually done a little bit. He's done pretty well for himself off the court as well, we could say. We all know the Air Jordan brand is the market leader in shoes, streetwear, stuff like that for basically anything around the basketball world. Which is more impressive to you, what Jordan did on the court or as a businessman off the court, becoming the first billionaire athlete to be worth $1 billion off of their, outside of their respective sport.
So, do you know what Jordan signed a contract for his rookie year? In 1984, he signed a deal with Nike. Do you know what that amount was?
I don't.
$500,000. He signed a deal with Nike for $500,000 to create the Air Jordans. Do you know what the value of that business is today?
I would say $10 billion.
It's $3 billion.
Crazy.
So when you look at it from a business standpoint, because I'm a businessman anyway, from the business side of things, that is
unbelievable.
It's incredible. I mean, that's a great investment and a great growth since 1984 to go from a $500,000 to a $3 billion setup.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than Mark Cuban buying the Dallas Mavericks for $284 million, and they're worth $2 billion now.
Right.
$3 billion now. So, but what he done on the court to me was more impressive because to win championships back to back to back, take a break, back to back to back, just basically, shows his goatness, right? So, I mean, he is by far, like you said at the beginning, the best athlete and the GOAT of all time. So for me, it's the court, what he did on the court. And during his era, he didn't play in the softness like we have now in the NBA. The softness in sports in general, whether that be football or basketball. These roughing the passer calls in football are driving me insane. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like Kevin Hart was on ESPN the other day doing a thing where they literally picked him up, laid him down on a pillow, and he's like, he's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not comfortable right there. Cover me, I'm cold. Are you going to read me a bedtime? That's pretty much how we've turned sports on the football side, into. So, and NBA is the same way. There's a little more physicality, I think, in NBA, which is sad, in basketball than there is in football.
Right.
If you tackle the guy wrong in football, it's a flag. It's a penalty. So, but still nowhere near the physicality that it was in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch The Last Dance, if you haven't seen The Last Dance, go watch The Last Dance.
Awesome.
Watch the Detroit Pistons during that era. They would literally destroy you to keep you from getting to that basket. You put some of these soft basketball players in that era playing then, they're going to get destroyed. They're going to be hurt. They're always going to be on the injured list. They're not going to play, their full 82-game season, or they don't even do that anyway.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, I'm going to take a day off,
back to backs for sure. It's like,
that they'll be playing like 30 games a year,
$25 million, right? Crazy.
So no, I think where business, yes, is hard, to achieve that particular, growth over that time, and I think it's very impressive. I think what's more impressive is his accomplishments on the court and what he was able to do.